That was loud. That was real loud.
Sorry, everybody.
Welcome to the hang. I think Trace turned the headphones way up, is what I'm thinking. That's why you turned your headphones down, because he turned the master way up.
Oh, okay.
Now it's hot.
What, is he in here playing around?
No, I made him do a VIP show. I said, hey,
Nice.
buddy,
There you
it's
go.
time to earn your keep.
Oh, that's cool.
I said, you've got like 10 songs. He's done like 10 rap. He used to do rap songs with him and Tuttle on the Bubba Show, T-Town G's. You know. But they're pretty good songs. So I said, go in there, play all your songs, and talk about your songs. And every time you start, if me or you were to talk about a bit, it'd lead to like 10 stories about the old show. So I said, you easily fill up half hour, 45 minutes.
There you go. Well,
put them to work. So you can check that out. It's called Trace, T-Town G's, and More up on the VIP section of clusterfshow.com.
Yeah.
Along with a brand new episode of 1000% Lies.
Oh, you did another one. The hits keep coming, huh?
I'm up to 40, I think 48 minutes. It's a 50 or 43. And this is like the 7th episode to get through, because sometimes I just look at his face.
I was going to say, yeah, and that's just one installment. I mean, this can go on and on
It's a gift that keeps on giving forever and ever.
How you doing, man? It's been a couple weeks.
I know it has been a couple weeks. You have a good 4th?
Yeah, it was fine. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing exciting.
It was kind of like underwhelming.
Did you want it underwhelming?
I don't know what I wanted. I was watching, end up watching the Macy's fireworks show, and I know this is coming in like
on TV.
It was on TV, yeah.
Fireworks on TV are terrible.
Well, see, but I love fireworks, right? But
I do too.
Not
like a live good show.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't like them enough to drive somewhere and go through the hassle of checking them out.
It's a hassle.
So
I've seen it before.
Yeah, so we watched the Macy's thing, but man, the acts were terrible.
Were they? Who
was just. I have no idea. It was
Jobber City.
Yeah, like for real, like big time Jobber City, and so that was terrible. And then they, in the fireworks, it was just lackluster. Ended up going to bed by like 10.
Lackluster fireworks.
Just everything. I don't know.
The only way I would go see fireworks now would be if it was like you ever go to a football game or a soccer game near the 4th.
Yep.
And you see the game, and then afterwards they have this kick-ass fireworks show. Yeah. That's a deal.
Kick-ass fireworks
I would go to that because I get a 2-for-1 hassle.
Yep.
And I get 2-for-1. Other than that, I'm not driving, fighting these crowds, 100,000 people.
That's it. Yeah. And then on top of it, not only is it lackluster, but you get the Debbie Downer, in this case, my wife, of going, it's just so bad for the environment. Like, bum. All the toxic chemicals they're letting off with these fireworks.
Yeah,
and I know she's right, but at the same time, I mean, it pretty much kicks ass. And I don't think we were complaining at Disney World when they have the fireworks every night.
Ooh.
There's
not a bird that lives within 10 miles of Disney World.
It's like the second. I think the second largest buyer of fireworks and explosives in the world, behind the military. Unless I'm completely making that up, but I feel like that's a stat I've heard.
Completely made up, but it sounds believable.
Did I just hatley you? Just make it seem really believable?
Yeah, I just decided this like yesterday. It's like I'm just gonna hatley it. Because I'm always like, and I think that I'm pretty sure about it. It's like, F that. Just hatley it, say 100% it's true, and go balls to the wall.
There's a different mentality there. Like you and I both, I think I know we both, we like to leave a little door open for some doubt, right? Instead of just slamming that doubt door closed and going, nope, it's true, and you can't question me on it. Like there is a personality type out there that does that. I find it annoying. But I can't live my life like that. You have to leave a little room for doubt, right? Like you could be wrong.
No, not if I'm right. If I'm super right. I'm super right.
Well, what if I'm super right? We both can't be super right.
Because you're wrong. You're wrong.
You think so?
That's how society is today. There's no resolving it. Yeah. You're wrong and I'm right.
And then somebody puts up a Twitter poll, and whatever the results of the Twitter poll is, by golly, the world has spoken.
I don't think Twitter is anything but bots and people paid to take a certain side, because these people can't be real. These people are they're all lunatics out there. Politically, they're lunatics on both sides. It's like, both of these old guys could be real cocksuckers. Does anybody entertain that?
No,
nobody. Not one fucking person.
Nobody. It's funny though, because I, as you know, I just have a burner account on Twitter. I don't, so
It's the way to do it.
I don't get hit with, because I'm not out there voicing my opinion on stuff and blah blah blah. Right? I'm just hiding behind the old egg, or whatever they call it.
You troll people. You troll people with your egg.
Don't do anything. I just look around. I just read the news, but I did come across footage of a bot farm, and it showed them overseas. I mean, I think it was in an Asian country. I don't remember which one, but man, it had like all these cell phones all lined up and all these things, and they're just going to work.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of all kinds of stuff.
It's crazy.
And like devices, like.
Yeah, plastered like 500 devices.
There's some kind of automatic thing that, they got a little fake finger that's going ding, 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 ding. They got 100 fake fingers.
Just looking for engagement.
So what is real? Nothing is real.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
I'll tell you what's real. These dudes out here in the streets are wearing shorts that are way too short these days.
Oh, we're back to the short shorts.
I'm offended at these dudes with 4-inch inseams. That's offensive to me.
I don't know.
That's on a side note. I just came from the store, and it was a group of 4 teenage boys, like 16, 17.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, big dude, not small guys, but they're literally wearing these
Hooters shorts. They're wearing their Hooters shorts?
It might as well have been, for real. I don't know can we get back to like nice, long, baggy basketball shorts?
Whatever. What goes around comes around.
Well, I can't wait for that to come back around.
I mean, you'll see Larry Bird, he had some short shorts at one time.
Yes, at one time. And then people realize, why are our shorts so short?
It comes back, though. It comes back. It came back.
When is it leaving again?
The people are like, we've sold all the long shorts we can. We've got to bring back the short shorts and make people have a whole new wardrobe.
See, now's the time I strike. I go to the clearance centers. I find all the long shorts because they're not in style.
The long plan.
Yeah, that's right. I strike now.
One day.
And one day they'll be back in style.
When you're 63. honey,
how about my 11-inch inseam basketball shorts?
They're back in style because half a yard sale make a killing.
I'm serious though, these dudes are wearing way too short shorts. It's
I lived through the short era, and I have pictures of me in tiny, silky shorts.
Go on.
And I'm like,
tiny, silky shorts.
Nobody told me. That's a lot.
But that was the style.
And it was like they didn't blink twice, and it's like, those are short, man. It looks so odd now, but it didn't look odd back then.
But now as a society, we know better. We know better. We can make shorts a little bit longer now, and screw the fashionistas out there and these fashion pimps that are going, we're bringing it back in style. We're going back to short, and that's all they make. And they put the little male models in them and the influencers, and then everybody. It's the
Donna, give me some short shorts.
I swear to God.
I bet they're at Walmart right now. They're making them in China right now. Short shorts. Everybody's making the short shorts.
If jean shorts come back in style, I'm gonna have a real problem with that too.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the jorts.
Did you ever wear... See, we're like a different generation. So did you ever wear cut-off blue jean shorts?
No.
Oh, I wore a ton of them.
What do you mean cut-off blue jean? How short?
Okay, you get jeans.
Okay, just a regular...
They're cut-off blue jeans. And they're longer than a girl's cut-off jeans. They're about halfway.
Oh, no.
About halfway, yeah. That used to be a thing.
Oh, Mike, no.
Yeah, that was like... Tons of people. You could go to the store and buy cut-off jean shorts.
That needs to stop too, right?
You didn't have to cut your own jeans. They were selling them to people.
Oh,
it was a thing.
Don't get me started on the jeans.
I went through a lot of bad fashion trends.
There was a lot.
I wore platform shoes, Matt.
Oof.
What they call them? Like the disco heels, like that.
Yeah, like the fat heels.
When I was 15, I was wearing those in a silky shirt.
Okay.
That was.
In all fairness, though, that was probably uber trendy at that moment,
It
right?
was Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah. So that was, you almost had to participate in that
had
one.
to.
You had to at least have one silky shirt in platforms.
I thought John Travolta was so cool. So cool.
He's cool,
I
right?
saw that movie twice.
Dude.
It's so bad now. If you look back, it's so bad. It's horrific.
Is he a good actor or is he not a good actor? Confused by that. I'm confused by that man's aura.
Give me the best Travolta role other than the one with Uma Thurman. What was that?
Pulp Fiction?
Because I don't remember that one. So give me the best Travolta role.
That's the thing is I can't. I know he did a movie, I think it's called Silver or something like that. It was with Halle Berry. That was pretty good, but I don't know if it's... No, it was years ago. Couldn't tell you what he's done recently.
Face Off. You ever see that movie?
Yes.
I don't remember if it was any good or not.
That's the thing. The whole premise was confusing to me because you had Nicolas Cage and then you had John Travolta, and they're swapping faces, and they're both trying to talk like one another. The whole thing is, think about how corny it is. And one's a prisoner and the other one's not a prisoner, and they're gonna laser etch their faces off and trade them out, and nobody's gonna notice anything about it.
Oh, I gotta rent that movie again. Face Off.
I want his face off.
And here's the pitch meeting. Okay, we get the two worst actors you can think of, and they're like,
Wait, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's the other guy.
John Travolta. Okay, all right. So we got the actors. We're good. All right,
and they
step two.
switch their faces. They switch their bad acting, so each one is acting bad in a different body. It's phenomenal.
Wait a second. So we literally everything's the same about them. They're the same person. It's just their faces are swapped.
The faces are swapped.
Now, do they change the voice? They try to act like one another.
I don't remember.
No, they do. That's the thing.
It's like,
and then the one guy, I can't remember which one because it was they swapped faces or whatever. But even the girlfriend didn't even notice, like, you've changed. I think she made a brief reference to something's different with you. It's like, you think?
Yeah.
I'm a different person. It's just my face. The whole thing's ridiculous.
She's not too savvy.
Face Off.
Face Off. If
Swordfish. That's the other one I'm thinking.
So I never saw that one.
Yeah,
If you and I were to switch our brains right now, what?
Switch our brains?
Yeah, forget the Face Off thing.
Okay.
We switch our brains. It would be Mike in Matt's body acting like Mike and Matt. You couldn't fake it. You couldn't be me.
Nor could you be me.
No, not at all. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't act like you.
The fact that in that movie, they were both the exact same dimensions in every way.
Their bodies, their penis size, everything.
The hair on the chest, all of it?
All of it.
There was no markings that were different?
Guess we didn't think about too many things back then in the 90s or whenever that was.
That was like 2000s, right?
Was it? I don't remember.
Maybe 90s. Yeah.
Face Off.
Face Off.
Oh. They don't make them like that anymore, do they?
They sure don't. No, they always have that one, like, they'll always do a rom-com where, like the old Switched premise where the husband is...
the
old switcheroo.
But somehow the guy's in the girl's body or the neighbors in the.
Yes, the old switcheroo. A lightning bolt strikes, and all of a sudden, this adult becomes the kid becomes the adult, and then
Freaky Friday.
Right, and then all of a sudden, the kid's technically sleeping with his mom until the lightning bolt strikes again and is able to switch it back.
Yeah. The thing is, he was cranking the shit out of his mom. He was like, "There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's just a switcheroo.
A switcheroo.
This is the way movies go."
Bet your dad never did you like this, Mom.
And the dad's having to listen to his kid crank his wife from the kid's bedroom.
And he's banging on the door. And they're like, "Go to bed."
It's a switcheroo.
But it was your body, so it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was your body, Dad.
Yeah.
Or is it
all
a
right,
big
son,
deal?
I guess. Yeah, how do you just switch back and everything's cool?
Maybe you put your hand around your shoulder. Hey, son.
Yes, Dad, son.
You got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, it's my body. Why do I give a fuck? She's not cheating on me. Go for it, buddy. Be a man.
And the mom knows none the wiser. It's her son knows all the same moves as dad. It's a real Oedipus complex. That's the name of the movie, just the Oedipus complex.
It's all in the brain. The brain does all the sexual moves. And she's like, your daddy never pleased me like that before.
What's the percentage that the humans use of their brain? Isn't it? It's like a super small percentage.
Teeny percentage.
What a waste. Can you imagine, like,
or do they even know that? They don't know shit about the brain.
Don't ask me. I'm only using a very small percentage.
The brain is a magical organ. It's like not even believable. It's like this.
What do you mean?
It's just like you breathe your entire life. You don't even have to worry about it. Your brain does all that shit for you. It makes you think, and it does. It's just like bizarre.
And it's just a tiny portion.
So they say. They don't know shit about the brain.
I look at my little dog, little Shih Tzu, right?
Bad brain.
I mean, his head is about the size of this microphone for real. And I'm going, all right. And he's got nothing going on. He's a nice dog, but like, there's not a lot going on there. And And I'll look at him and I'm like going, all right. I'm trying to pare down on the size of his brain, and then thinking about how small that part of the dog's brain they're using. It's got to be. I don't even know.
That's why they're so
stupid.
They use that whole brain like
but lovable.
To be about the size of our brain. Yeah.
It's a high thought, man.
It's just I mean, I'm of the belief that there's not a lot going on in there. I just don't see it.
In what, a dog brain?
In a dog brain. I got couple awesome dogs, a couple of pain in the asses, but I got great, dogs that are affectionate. But I mean, they're just like food, hi, master.
Yeah.
Sleep, food, hi, master.
But then you watch those AKC dog shows on ESPN2 on a Sunday at 2:00 in the afternoon when nothing else is on, and you've got those dogs catching the frisbee and doing routines and. And I'm going, all right, that's a smart dog.
You get that dog to do that without a Scooby snack and then get back to me.
Well, I mean, everybody's working for a living. You gotta get something out of it. The dog's
good point. That's what we're doing, working for Scooby snacks. Basically,
everybody's in the hamster wheel. It's just to what degree?
They just have to catch a frisbee. Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah,
and you get a treat too. I'll go catch a frisbee for free. Dogs are smarter than we are.
Does anybody in the chat want to give us some Scooby snacks? We'll perform.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to work for the man.
Everybody's working for somebody. It really is mind-boggling to think that. And no matter what position. I mean, you could look at the Jeff Bezoses of the world. He's still working for people. He's got.
Not if he doesn't want to.
I think he kind of wants to.
Yeah, he wants to,
right?
Yeah,
but he's got to please the stockholders, and
I got to do that point. Yeah.
So everybody's working for somebody. At the end of the day, except maybe not Putin. I'm not sure what he might not be working for anybody.
He's one of the richest men. He's got billions, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, you don't know what you know. No one knows anything about Russia. Nobody knows anything about Russia. You may hear about the rich oligarchs. You don't know. Okay, well, that's what we got over here. They just don't call them oligarchs. It's like the stupidest shit ever. We got a bunch of rich cocksuckers who cheat the system over here.
Yeah,
and then they got the same thing. We just call them bad to people.
What was the article last week or 2 weeks ago? And forgive me because I'm definitely not going to get it right, but it was something to the effect of $550 million is going to Ukraine. And it's based off of seized assets from the Russian oligarchs, billionaires. They seized their yachts and sold them off, and now they're giving the money to Ukraine. I'm going, whoa! Like, I'm not going to get too deep into the my thoughts and feelings on it, but like, whoa! So I mean, let's just say you are a billionaire. And I get maybe the billionaires and the oligarchs, they got to do what they got to do, and they probably kicked back to Putin in a bad way and maybe have some blood on their hands on some level.
Like most
billionaires. Most billionaires. Some sort of military industrial complex money was made somewhere down the line.
Exactly.
But, hold on. You guys just took You seized my bank accounts. Not even the Russian government did it. Just the
Yeah.
U.S. government
Yeah.
said, hey, Russian billionaire, we'll take that. And that yacht, you can forget about that. That's ours too. And then Zelensky gets the spoils. And I know there's more to it than that. Don't get me wrong. But just on the basic premise of it, it's kind of like,
Okay.
oh, how all that just happened? That's a lot to just happen.
And yeah, nobody really batted an eye. Well, what if?
Because everybody goes, oh, they're billionaires.
What if the Russians confiscated the assets of Apple because they used Chinese slaves to make their iPhones, which is a crime against humanity?
There would be outrage.
Yeah, it'd be World War III.
Tim Cook would ask for his yacht back.
Yeah, so yeah, it's
There's some level of hypocrisy in all of it.
there's a huge level of
Yeah.
hypocrisy in all of it. Going back to John Travolta, though, you were asking if he was a good actor, and I just remember I was of the age to see Welcome Back, Kotter in its prime.
It's like,
And he was
oh my God.
It was Vinnie Barbarino. He was terrible. It was so over the top.
Oh my God.
Mr. Carter. Hey, Mr. Carter. He was pretty awful.
I just like the South Park Travolta character. And all he does is it's like, oh my God. Mr. Travolta, come out of the closet. I'm not in the closet. Mr. Cruz, you can come out of the closet. I'm not in the closet.
Don't see.
It's so good.
And nothing could be said.
Oh,
Nothing could be said. They don't. They're untouchable. To be so good, and not give such a fuck that they can't. They don't want to mess with you because you don't want to like mention it. They'll just double down on you.
yeah.
You thought you looked stupid in the first episode.
They'll do a part 2.
Wait till after you sued us at that episode, man.
Yes.
You know, so you don't mess with them.
Well, what's the deal with Travolta? And not that sexuality matters, right? It doesn't. Don't get me wrong. But he was married for a number of years. His wife passed away. I don't know if he's a man out there playing the field, but for many years the rumor was that he was I don't, on some level, gay or bisexual. I don't know, right? Like, who knows? Like, what are your thoughts?
Are you talking about Travolta?
Travolta.
Yeah.
There was all that. I mean, that
It's
especially him living in the area
I'm
here.
pretty positive.
What, did he hit on you?
Just,
There's somebody I know he hit on.
yeah, you know, and it could be one of those. Like I've heard stories from people who say they knew. You know,
Yes, it's one of those.
Like their cousins, you know, brother or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, yeah, I can see that. And he did that. Oh, with the pilot. Yeah, we've all heard the pilot story. Or it's a big, just Richard Gere gerbil smear job.
Oh, hold on. Wait, there's 2 stories. I take that back. There's a story that Schmalk Schmogan told us.
Schmalk Schmogan?
Yep, Schmalk Schmogan told us the story about that. About the pilot. He had to fly on Travolta's plane or something like that, and
Schmalk Schmogan told us this.
yeah, but I won't get too deep into the details.
Remember.
Well, Schmalk Schmogan's got a whole nother thing going on. But then,
But is that a new thing?
no, that was like 25 years ago.
But it just came out again.
Oh wait, you talking about his Great American Beer racist thing?
No,
Are we jumping around?
I think we're jumping around. Okay,
right.
so yeah,
Let me focus on the Travolta. So the Travolta thing, there was 2 stories I heard.
Yeah.
One was from Schmalk Schmogan talking about it, and then the other one was Schmob Schmurray, who mentioned that he had got hit on by him in a like a men's spa, right? He was in the sauna or something like that, and he was like, "Hey, hey, oh my God, it's like you got a hairy chest just like me."
I think, and you know, I mean, Schmob Schmurray is easy on the eyes, so I could definitely see Travolta, you know, hitting on that tall drink of water.
Or did Schmob Schmurray perhaps take it wrong, right? Like maybe Travolta was just complimenting, like a simple compliment. It does take a lot for a man to compliment another man and go, "Hey man, nice physique, nice build. Good job. Whatever you're doing, keep it up, my man." And then somebody takes that.
Have
and
you ever
goes,
done that in your life?
But there are people that do that. And then if you're the schmob schmurry, then you're like, he just hit on me? And meanwhile, Travolta's going, no, man. Just, get in that. Like,
Or some
you
people,
pecs it like, oh my God.
some people that just like to tell tall tales too.
So which is it?
So
We'll never know.
throwing him right under the bus.
Which one, Travolta?
Yeah, threw it right under the
Schmon
bus.
Schmavolta?
Yeah. I mean, Schmob Schmurray doesn't lie.
That's true. Well, yeah, and then the Schmalk Schmogan thing, that whole Great American Beer thing just...
What happened?
Okay, all right.
Is this the audio come out or something? No, something else? Okay.
No, it did. So he had this whole press tour going on with his Great American Beer, which we've covered before. It's
awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. If you like dog piss, brother. Yeah, so he's doing this tour, and he hires this marketing agency to have these girls come out and do the promotional things for him, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up doing this one, and this African-American lady is there doing the promo. And then all of a sudden, like the next day, all the promos get cut. And she's basically going, it's because he found out I was black, and now he doesn't want anything to do with me, right? And it just depends on who you believe.
I mean, he's so racist that he wouldn't have somebody do his promo with him. Or,
I mean,
that's pretty racist.
If that is in fact the case,
if it's true,
I think the problem lies into the there's a track record there.
That's true.
So it makes the story a bit more believable, but I don't know where that. I don't know. I don't know.
What would be the reason to not do him?
I'll tell you the reason. You want to know the reason?
I do want to know the reason.
Well, I can't tell you the reason. Not allowed.
NDA.
That's right, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on your outlook on it.
I mean, I hadn't heard anything about it. I just saw on Twitter today some people were talking in quotes showing him say things about with the N-word. Some pretty bad stuff. But I thought he already got in trouble with that.
Yeah, this is a new one. But it's like a flashback. They're going, hey, he's also done this in the past.
That's what they're doing, yeah.
And now he's got this promotional girl that they've let go, and and she's saying it's because they met and he found out she's black and didn't use her ever again.
Or she sucked.
I mean, how bad can you suck? You're standing there being a pretty attractive female slinging dog piss beer. Like it's not heavy lifting.
So what did she do? She was like next to him, just being like a model kind of deal.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So he would go to like these Total Wine and More's or something like that and sign cases of his dog piss, and they would have promotional girls, and then all of a sudden they canceled the promotional things for later on in the week. But I think the problem was they still used other girls, but they were white.
Exactly.
I think, if I remember the story correctly.
I think Hogan just made a good business decision because his core audience, he would lose some sales because they would be, what's this diversity crap? That's the thing.
You think that?
And he would lose, so he was like, brother, that's not my audience. We need to get a white chick in here.
Well,
I think that's what he did.
Well, that would be. It seems to be along the lines of her contention, but I don't know where this guy. I don't know. See, I'm sure somebody will get sued.
I'm telling you, it would have been a big thing. There would have been plenty of people on the internet going, "What's this Hogan real American beer? And he's got a black girl in there trying to bring diversity and blah blah blah." There would be so maybe he should have done it, create a controversy, sell some more beer.
you know, you never really know what's a work or not. So
Bud Light thing is probably a total work. I think I heard the advertisement for the Bud Light.
what are they doing with Bud Light?
I heard advertisement for a tailgate party at some country concert, and the guy comes on. He goes, "Come to the Bud Light tailgate party," and the whole time he's talking like this, like a real hill rod, and saying what we're going to do, kind of like a manly hill rod.
Going old school.
You're going old school Bud. Now Bud Light's for the real man's man, country mother effer.
Man's beer.
It's like it's all the work.
It's all you know. It is so funny in the marketing, and they made such a heinous decision by doing what they did previously that it gutted their business. But then, you know, you look at like, well, okay, what took over? Modelo, right? Modelo became the #1 selling beer, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch. It's like, what, you know, they're going to get you coming and going.
They're going to get you coming and going.
Hi.
All right, something of the Hulk Hogan commercial for the was like it tastes. Real American beer tastes like a free chicken sandwich.
The whole reason he made the beer is so he could drink free beers. Is this what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Do I get a couple cases? If not, I'll sue you.
Sweet.
I'm going to sue you for all the beer in the land. Oh my God.
You know. Oh wait, AJ the Linker, you wanted people to do something. I can't remember, massage you or something. With a bit? When you asked he said you asked the chat if they would do something for us, but it was a long time ago. And AJ cheered 200 bits, but I don't remember what you asked him to do.
Oh, we'll perform for Scooby Snacks. Is that what you mean?
Oh, he threw us some Scooby Snacks.
Oh, we got some Scooby Snacks.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you for the Scooby Snacks.
Yikes. 2 Scooby Snacks.
Zoinks.
Zoinks.
Scooby.
I can't read my own writing. Oh, since the last time that we did the hangs, I've more than doubled my influence on TikTok.
Big influencer. What happened?
I gotta. Let me check. Let's check it right.
Did you get a viral one?
Let's check it right now.
Hold on. You got another viral one? For real?
Oh, let's check it. Let's see. My Justin Timberlake DUI song, 5.2 million.
No.
5.2 million.
What's the song? I haven't heard the song.
Just sexy back. There's like I'm driving drunk on jazz.
Do you feel like it's one of your best?
No. I think it's good.
So honest. So it's good, but nothing
good.
that you sit here and go, why did that one get 5.2 million?
See, it makes no sense. There's like, as far as how I would rank them, the two most successful ones, the 3.4 million and the 5.2 million, they're not in the top, 50.
So 5.2 million. Now, are you able to like look at comments that people leave?
Trace said to me yesterday, he's like, I've never seen a video where 99% of the comments were completely positive.
So it's positive.
Oh, they fucking love it. They think I should be doing a one-man show in Las Vegas tomorrow. Which is pretty cool, I mean, that's, and then you get to watch it. You send Berlin, I send her videos, she puts them up for me, and then every once in a while I get a tweet and say, he's got 10,000 already, and I'm like, oh. Then I'll check back in 20 minutes and be like 100,000.
So how
and you can like over the period of a day and a half, you can just watch it. And it's pretty exciting.
So how did this one explode? Was it somebody?
No idea.
So you don't know if like somebody, other influential person or whatever shared it?
No, do not know.
Okay.
It's if you get on somebody's in TikTok, it's called your FYP, your For You page.
Yep. Okay.
And if you somehow can get repeated, what you get on people's For You page, you have a chance of blowing up.
Okay.
I just make videos and send them to Berlin. It's like,
but you guys,
I'd about given up. Even though I got the 3.4, I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Well, I take it that you still don't have access to monetize this account. Is that correct?
You got to jump through hoops.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not jumping.
So the whole thing is the juice worth the squeeze kind of thing?
I don't. I just enjoyed, getting 5.2. I mean, when you're in the business that I'm in and make the kind of content I do, and you're always putting stuff up on the internet. I've been putting it up forever. And, sometimes you get like a few hundred hits and you're like, hey, people like that. Mm-hmm. So when you see something go to 5.2 million, you're like, fuck yeah, that was fun.
You get that's what they, it's funny because everybody talks about, the youth or the generation or the social media. Everybody's in it for that little dopamine hit that you get when you get likes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so you're fiending for the likes. And here you are as experienced in life as you are. You still, after it's all said and done, even you, a seasoned professional, veteran in the business, etc., are still loving those little dopamine hits.
Still loving it.
You're in it.
Still loving it.
And I can't blame you. I get it.
They got you hooked on the likes. See, now I'm totally jaded and put up Ned's White Trash Baby, which I consider to be superior to the Justin Timberlake song. And it got 146,000, which is really good. But to me, it's like, 146,000. So you get jaded immediately.
And then what's the hang? Is that just a clip of us or something?
I put one up a few weeks ago.
A whole episode or just
just to put a whole episode.
Oh, okay.
Because I figured, Ned's got, he had 70-something followers. Now he's got 81,000. So I figured, maybe they want to see the hang.
That's cool. Huh. Anything going on in chat?
Anything other than the 2 Scooby snacks? we'd be doing it for free.
Oh yeah.
VW Rick in the house, Triple Edged Sword, Ad Pap, Kevin JK, Ned's Navy, always here. Dog Log, appreciate it. Thanks for listening. AJ Linger, Be Bumpy.
Are they talking about anything, or are they just going amongst themselves?
They're just talking about amongst it. They've got they don't even turn it. They just turn this.
We're background noise?
No, we're just background viewing. They have music on.
I got
They're all zooming each other playing poker.
Their opportunity to chit chat with one another.
They're hanging.
Oh, all right.
They're hanging.
The spirit of the program.
The spirit of the hang. If a million people wanted to tune us in and just keep us like fire logs on a Christmas time,
the Yule
fire internet deal, we'll be that.
I do that every year too.
It's pleasant background noise.
It's great.
Do you do the Yule log every year?
Absolutely. A little crackling of the fire.
It's not bad. I've done it.
There's an electronic artist that I enjoy, who I used to know a little bit. His name's Cascade, and he has.
I've heard of that name.
We had him on the show. I booked him on for an interview for us back in the day or whatever. But he's great. But he's got a Christmas album. He's got a couple electronic Christmas albums. I'll listen to that, and then he has a 6-hour video of him in front of the fire. It's just Cascade just in front of the fire. I'll put the Cascade Yule time.
So it's just, he really wasn't in front of the fire for 6 hours. So what is he? Is it a loop of him?
It's a loop of him. He'll take a sip of coffee, but you don't really notice. He's in front of it long enough to where you could kind of go, how long is this dude going to sit in front of this fire for? It's one of those things.
A lot of fire sitting. How do you do an electronic Christmas album? So he did like Jingle Bells in electronic fashion? Or it's an original, but how do you make an original electronic? Throw some Jingle Bells in there.
I don't know. I just like it. He does some covers.
No, okay. So he does some covers.
He does some covers, and he has some originals, but it's not like techno, right? It's not like dang, dang, dang. Like it's a slowed down, mostly electronic album. So
on the original Christmas songs, would it just be kind of like
a remix,
just a Christmas vibe, or it would be a song you recognize, or just a Christmas vibe?
You would mostly know that those songs are going to be at least a Christmas vibe.
All right.
I don't know. It's a whole thing.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But I listened to the old Christmas songs.
The little Bing Crosby.
White Christmas.
When are we going to get over this?
Oh, White Christmas. He could sing and beat his wife at the same time.
Did he beat his wife?
He did. He was an abusive guy.
And he just gets a pass, like to this day.
Bing Crosby. He was a great guy. It's like Bill Cosby. You don't care. He can rape women. Nobody
No,
cares.
I think people care about Cosby.
I think he can't. I think he's coming back on tour.
Cosby?
Yes, I believe he is. Look it up.
Isn't he blind on top of all this?
He's not as blind as he was when they sentenced him to go to jail, but
Justice is blind in that situation.
What if Bill Cosby was framed?
No. I was looking at it was something that came across of like ages when people were in certain movies, and they had Wilford Brimley in Cocoon, and then they had whoever the lady was that played like Edith Bunker.
Edith Bunker.
Oh, what?
I know we were talking about Edith Bunker. Oh, it almost came to me.
And then they had like a couple other actors and actresses of the age that they were.
Yeah.
And I think it was Wilford Brimley in the movie Cocoon was actually only 49 years old when he did the role. And
It's about senior citizens.
and he looked like a goddamn senior citizen, right? And the lady that did like Edith Bunker, I think she was like 42 or something like straight, like,
Yeah,
you know.
she just looked old.
And it's like, do we like, has the look of people evolved? Or did Wilford Brimley, did he just look really old? Is he the one-off?
Just a freak of nature, I think.
Because he looked about 90 years old in that Cocoon movie. But yeah, come to find out he's like 48 or 49.
I think all the other actors were pretty much the age they were supposed to be. Wilford was. He's a great actor. He can pull any age off.
Jesus.
He played a 12-year-old the next year. The amazing Wilford Brimley.
Cocoon.
What was he in? Like was it oatmeal commercials or something?
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows him from.
Yeah, I'm Wilford. Yeah, eat your oatmeal.
And he died like 3 years later or something.
At the age of 51.
You know, everybody thought Bill Cosby was a great guy, but it turns out that he could possibly, in a court of law, he was shown to be a rapist. So he was fooling everybody.
Wait.
But go ahead.
Didn't those convictions get overturned?
He got released, I think.
Yeah.
Technicality.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
you can't necessarily call him a convicted,
It's true.
right?
It's true. But we're going to say Bill Cosby.
For argument's sake.
For argument's sake, Bill Cosby, he could have, very easily been a rapist. And he's just fooling everybody because he's got a good personality. You know, there's some people that have good personalities and you can think they're a great guy, then they'll stab you in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So all the people who think, they're like, no, Trump will do this. It's like, you don't know anything about this guy. You don't know what kind of guy he is. He cheated on his wife. He's probably, cheated on all of his wives. He's a philanderer. Well, that's not a good thing. What else is not good about him? No, they believe everything he says. It's just bizarre.
Well, when you bring up the wife thing, who's to say that that him and these women didn't have agreements, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's one thing nobody really takes into account. You can call him a philanderer, whatever, right? But you don't really know. Like, maybe there is a chance that Melania got into the marriage and is like going, look, you know what I'm here for. I know what you're here for. You do you, I do me. Don't do you too hard. You know what I mean? Like, there could be
I think so. I think there could with Melania for sure.
And for all we know, it could have been the other situations. But the spirit of your comment, I hear you.
I also think a guy that's just going to have a trophy wife and he's going to have a tacit agreement that he can sleep around. I think that says a little about his character as well.
That's fair. But, you think, I don't even know if Putin's married. He keeps his, I don't know what his deal is. I know he's got
I'd hate to be Putin's ex-wife because I think he divorced a few years ago. He might have somebody new though. I mean, he's Putin. He's a billionaire.
I remember reading some articles in like Daily Mail. I thought maybe he's still married, but he also dates like a Russian ballerina, and everybody's like, it's one of those things where like
It's a Donald Trump kind of thing.
Yeah, right. It's a Trump thing.
It's a power thing.
Yeah, it's a power thing. But yeah, if you're gonna. You think Putin wants to come home and take shit from his wife? I think not. I think after a long, hard day at the office, I don't think Putin's looking to come home and Putin, we need to talk. It's like, oh God, no.
Yet.
Yet.
He just has one of his bodyguards take her away.
Oh,
I mean,
we didn't even catch up after the debate, and because we didn't do
that long.
Yeah, we didn't do the show last week.
Okay, we had a show right before the debate.
And I don't know about you, but I watched every second of the debate, and we literally made popcorn.
Yeah, you watched it too.
And a charcuterie board, and sat there and ate meats and cheeses and popcorn, and
looked at the shit show.
And then the whole golf comment was made, and I was like, okay, the wheels are officially off, and I went to bed not feeling so great at all about any of it.
Yeah, I feel that I wish people could put politics aside, and I wish the only reason to vote for Trump would be the only time in the debate I laughed was when he made the Medicaid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Medicaid to death, and I was like, that's a good line.
Oh!
That's a good line. Right, he was right there with it. I said, that's a good line. I'll vote for that guy.
That's akin to him going against the Hillary one and going, you'd be in jail. Like one of those things. It was same just quickness.
It's good stuff. Look, they're both going to rape us and destroy the country. Let me have some jokes. This shit show is not funny at all. To me, it's not. There's no humor. You can't even make fun of it. How old he is anymore. We've been doing it for 4 years. It's hard to do.
Well, let me ask this: when did Rob Reiner become this political influencer? Like, who the fuck appointed Rob Reiner some political power guru? Did I miss something? Like, was Rob Reiner a guy that was big when I was a kid? And
I mean, he was on All in the Family with Edith Bunker. He was the son.
Whoa!
So he was the son.
Okay.
He was the son.
I had no idea.
He was the son of Carl Reiner, who's a very famous comedian and writer. And then he went on to be a very successful director as well. But nobody's opinion you should really give a shit about.
It's weird. And like, I know him and like today, Clooney. George Clooney's now going, all right, Biden, you got to step aside.
When he just raised $30 million for him 3 weeks ago.
All right. I just can't, for life of me, I can't figure out this whole thing.
It's
and I can't figure out
circus.
how 5 central figures in Hollywood, which are not even central figures, but these people all of a sudden are going to go, well, if Clooney said it,
yeah.
If Rob Reiner said it, I guess you're going to have to step down, sir.
See, that's what I hate about politics. It used to be, it was always been he's bad, she's bad, but it used to be when you kind of got, but they just double down on everything. There's no getting anybody.
Man, I heard a great suggestion from a podcast I was listening to, and they were saying, look, it's okay to lose the presidential election, like Democrats. It ain't happening. Like, just own it. Instead, focus on the down ballot races, see what you can do to get some of those seats, right? And keep your sphere of influence in that arena and let them take the presidency, right? Like, because otherwise you're just going to make yourself look stupid. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I was going, that's not a bad idea to just go, hey, look, let him run a dignified campaign or whatever, however they want to put it. And yeah, he'll probably get smoked, and that's okay. But try to keep, if you're a Democrat, try to keep some of those other seats in place, right? Win the down ballot races and move and shake from there, and then come back for the next presidential run with somebody new.
Trump, if they'd gotten rid of Biden, Trump against a quality candidate, it would be much closer than Trump Biden. If all the polls say Trump would, smear Biden right now.
Yeah, but it's again, it goes back to that thing.
They want that power. They want that.
Yeah,
the president has a lot of sway, a lot of I don't know. It sounds like a big fucking. This is it's a circus. It's not even believe. I don't believe any of it. It's like
This again goes back to like me wanting to know how other countries view us. Like how I told you a few weeks back, I was talking to a lady from Canada, and she was having an honest conversation. Right now, in this moment in time, I'd love to know like what somebody in, I don't know, Thailand is looking at America going, whoa. Like I wonder what their thought process is.
Yeah, and you'd think that the newspapers would be more objective. You know, if you're in Thailand, what are you swayed by in American politics? Of course, you probably are swayed by American politics, and so yeah, I'd like to know. See that? So they don't know any more than we do. I don't know.
I have to look up some foreign newspaper headlines and see how it's positioned.
I think it's the same everywhere.
It might be.
Everybody's I'm going to refresh that. Let's see. I'm sure it's just still 5.2. Yeah, it's hard to make it. You know, you're moving up in increments of 100,000.
That's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Did you see? I forgot to tell you. I got my. I did the Coligard thing too.
Oh, you pooped in a box and sent it away?
That's correct.
How much poop you got to send them?
I sent him the whole thing, my man.
Oh, does it say send the whole thing? You didn't even read the directions?
Oh, no, I read the directions.
It said poop the whole thing and put it in the box? Usually I think it's like just a scoop of poop or something.
Well, okay, so here's this Coligard thing. And you haven't done this, right?
No.
All right. So they send it to you in the mail. UPS drops off this, thing. And then, very specific instructions. You gotta put this thing like under the toilet. Then there's like a dabber thing that you have to. Once you poop, then you have to put this thing in, swipe it around, put that in a little smaller container. Then you have to pour a big thing of fluid over top of your poop.
Gross.
Then you have to cap the poop. Then you put it back in the Coligard box and you bring it to your local pack and ship store, which is about the most embarrassing thing that I would have ever thought that I could do as I'm walking in with my feces and the guy goes, "Would you like a shipping receipt for that?" I was like, I guess. Sure.
Poop get lost in the mail?
I'll take a receipt, sure. And then they send me a text today and results are in.
Are you okay? You okay?
Yeah, but it said negative, so
okay.
It's good.
So is it like a brightly colored box or is it a kayfabe box?
I mean, it's just a white box,
white box,
but it says Coligard on it. Like it's got like their symbol, like it
should have the poop emoji on the side, with steam coming off of it.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, hot poop coming through. Like it is.
And the guy was the guy who received the poop. Was he professional?
He was. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only guy to walk in there with a Coligard box, In
his mind, he's going, all right, here's another package of shit I got to ship.
Yeah, but the fact that, isn't it just weird, the fact that this thing gets dropped off, you have to poop in it, then it gets transported via an airplane to someplace else and gets tested. Like, the whole thing is mind-boggling to me.
Imagine working at the, was it Coligard? Coligard factory. Just dealing with people from all. Meant to be the driver of the truck.
Oh,
takes all the.
Dude, as a rib, I'd switch some samples. I mean, come on, as a rib, give a false positive occasionally.
What's the dumpster outside of Coligard smell like? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, what do they do with all the? Oh my
Lord!
What do they do with all the poop?
And the poop boxes.
Just box it, just oodles and oodles.
I mean, you can throw the poop out of the box, but it's still there's poop on the box. So
there's no poop on the box.
Was he poop in a bag? In a jar?
Yeah, it's kind of like a jar.
Oh.
And you twist and you close the lid on tight.
Plastic jar.
Yeah, plastic.
What do they do with the plastic jars?
That's the question. They've got a pretty hefty recycling program there.
Oh.
Is recycling a rib?
Yes, it is. It really is. It's just.
I've been hearing things for years, and oftentimes it's just good to just ask somebody else and go, "Recycling is this? What are we doing here?" Is this worth it?
I think they ship it all to China, and China burns it. I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Ship it all to China?
And China just dumps it in the sea and shit like that.
Can't we just burn it here?
No, that would be bad for the environment.
America.
In America, we take care of our trash. We send it to China. It's what it is. It's what it is.
I like that big old trash pile in the middle of the ocean that they show occasionally. You ever seen
The
that?
giant trash island or whatever they call it. Is it the size of Texas or something like that?
Something like that. It's like, whoa, how does that just happen? That's just out in the middle of nowhere.
Just all the currents come together right there.
And just this thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Is it really the size of Texas?
I don't even know. I should have Hatley'd you because I think
you could have totally Hatley'd me.
I think it might be the size of Texas.
That is a large trash pile.
Yeah, if you consider the size of the Pacific Ocean, though, it's like so enormous. It's just so you think of how much land. Like, you ever drive to Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay, and 75% of the Earth is water. You drive to Georgia, it seems like nothing but woods for like 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, but still, if in fact what you're saying, it being the size of Texas, right, or anything even remotely close to that,
It's pretty big, yeah.
that is a huge pile of trash. Could you imagine just rolling up on that and being like, oh,
It doesn't end.
there's some trash here, and then you just go, it just keeps going forever and ever?
That can't be right.
Yeah, Texas seems like that's a lot. Maybe I'm going to go with Delaware.
A giant trash pile in the Pacific Ocean. The garbage patch. 300-mile swim through the garbage patch. That's pretty big, 300 miles.
That is pretty big.
300.
And
It says 300 miles long, I guess.
And what do we do about it? Nothing?
Well, what are you going to do?
That's what I mean.
300
Like,
miles long. Hey,
Yeah.
You know what you could do is like the world functioned perfectly well when all the soda bottles were glass.
Yeah, and then you also get 5 cents back when you returned it.
I mean, it was just a thing. It wasn't a terrible thing. After like a couple weeks, the bottles build up around your house. You're like, all right, we got to take the bottles back. You take your 4 6-packs of bottles, and you get new soda, and they exchange it. And then you prevent the trash pile in the 300-mile long. Is it too much to ask?
I don't know, man.
Too much to ask.
Well, that and people are pretty lazy. I would imagine there'd be a large consumer pool out there that's just stepping on glass repeatedly because people just decide to just leave it there and it breaks. And a lot of shards hanging around, I would imagine.
Lots. Let's see, it's 2.41 million tons of plastic. No, wait, that says that every year enter the ocean. Whatever. I don't even know if I'm buying this kind of stuff.
Don't spit out these fancy stats.
I don't know if I'm buying it.
I don't even know where that is.
I don't know. Plastic schmastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the best is right next to it, there's an ad for plastic water bottles.
Oh, I missed it.
That's great.
That was perfect. Damn.
That's the best.
Face Off was in 1997.
Wow.
That's old.
That is old.
Face Off. Obsessed with bringing terrorist Castor Troy, Nicolas Cage, to justice, FBI agent Sean Archer tracks down Troy, who was boarded a plane in Los Angeles. After the plane crashes and Troy is severely injured, possibly dead, Archer undergoes surgery to move his face and replace it with his own. Wow, how did that get off the ground, man? Got 245.7 million. That's a lot back in the day. In those days, whoo.
That might be one of the worst movie premises of all time. The more I think about it, it's pretty rough.
He steals his face. And then acts exactly like him.
And then that guy spends the whole movie trying to get him and get his face back.
The guy died, right?
I don't think so.
Understand it.
I think
After playing, he's severely injured, possibly dead. Okay,
but he's not dead.
Archer undergoes surgery to remove his face and replace. Well, how did he get Troy's face and where was this surgery? And I don't even understand it. Preposterous.
Sounds like a good Friday night watch.
I know. It's like, see how bad it is. See how bad that is, because that was a major motion picture.
Oh, God.
John Travolta. Nicolas Cage.
Let me see here.
Face Off.
Yeah, I got to make a note to check that one out again.
Everything I watch seems to be shitty. Lately. To me, you watch movies because there's so many streaming services. There's movies on like 12 different streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's making movies. And everybody has to compete with everybody to churn out these movies. And it's all watered down and there's no big blockbusters. So they're just churning it out. There's no money on the CD side. It's budget. Cause stars ain't making $20 million a picture. They're churning out dog shit. One take. Let's go. We got a time schedule. I don't think there's going to be great movies made anymore.
Yeah, and I'm always hesitant to tell you about a movie or a show because...
I'm a hater.
Yeah, you're a hater.
I'm a hater.
Like Wolf of Wall Street, you were like, I turned it off. I'm like, how do you turn that off?
I saw it too late, I guess.
Maybe, but like if I was talking about shows of a show that is a crazy, sick, cool kind of show, it's on Amazon Prime called The Boys. I don't know if you've ever heard of that or not.
It's a lot of shows, so I've heard of it.
Okay, it's got like I don't know, it's a few seasons, but it is picture the most twisted Marvel superheroes ever, but they're all perverted and weird stuff. Like the one guy bangs an octopus, the other guy, like it is
out there,
way out there, but out there that it would be up your alley, maybe, or you'd come back and go, Matt, I got through half an episode. That is the dumbest show I've ever seen. You have to like, you gotta buy in.
You gotta buy in.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to buy in. You gotta. Sometimes you can watch something for a while till you get into it. You got to get into the characters and everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you got Amazon Prime, but if you or anybody out there listening or watching, The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't do any show. My show prep was catching baby lizards with my granddaughter. So.
Did you get any? They break off
the
tail?
She got them. The little tiny ones, yeah. And I'd be like, don't squash him. She's like, he's not squashed.
Did the tail come off?
No.
Good. That always freaked me out as a kid when the tail comes off and you go, oh.
And it comes off way up to the body. It's the whole tail, and it's squiggling around. And you're like, this thing's going to be okay? That looks like a major trauma to me.
And then, they're like, oh, he'll just grow another one. I'm like, what? And the tail's still flipping and flopping around off the side of the sidewalk. And then, of course, you have your other friends in the neighborhood that like to do that and like to pick them up just to see the tail drop.
Yeah.
And you're going, all right, well, there's your psychopath. There's your 1 out of 10.
Yeah, that's the old losing the tail deal.
They do that with crabs, right? Like
anything else? Body parts come out so they can escape. Is that just a crab and a lizard deal?
Something.
I mean, if you're a human and somebody grabs you by the arm, could you just go, fuck it, and you catch your arm and run away? No, you can't do that.
Well, what is it with crab? It's like, is it soft shell crab?
Stone crab.
Stone crab. That's
with
the
claws. You can only take the one claw. Then you got to throw the crab back.
And then the next year, they go opposite. Right? It's like 1 year they got to do left, the 1 year they got to do right.
Yeah, maybe that could be true.
Yeah, so they can keep a balance, I think.
Or do they only have one big? Sometimes they only got one big claw. I don't know. They got the medium claw, but they got the big one up here.
You're really working on the honor system on that whole claw ripping thing. Because if I'm catching stone crab and nobody's looking, are you going to take both, or are you going to rip off one and go, all right, I'll throw you back.
Then you
follow the rules.
Then you throw them back. You take both off and you throw them back defenseless to be killed with no means of protection. Or eat. He's just like, thanks for throwing me back into the water.
It depends if he would try to grab me or not. If he was being a dick about it, then I might have to take both of his claws.
Oh, somebody pulled you out of the ocean, you'd be trying to claw their ass too. Oh, it's been over an hour.
Oh.
Got to take a break. My cup is empty. Thanks for tuning into The Hang. Later on, we'll do The Hangover Time, which is available on clusterfshow.com. VIP also Trace is up there with a brand new Trace, T-Town G's, and more, where he plays his vast list of rap songs. All right, I ain't got nothing to play. I've been thinking about taking a break. We should just do hot mic, dead air. that a dick move?
I mean, whatever. Not really.
I could play something. I'll just pick something. Everybody go get a drink.
Yeah.
We'll be back in like 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see. I'll play some bullshit. It don't matter.
Or we won't be back.
We won't be back.
Leave you in suspense.
That's a suspense right there. And we'll be back in a little bit.
Ned
More
Show,
of the hang.
What's up?
Ned,
Put down a dab rig. My time is valuable, sir.
what am I going to say?
Jesus.
What are you going to prank call next, man?
That's what you got? What am I going to funny call? You got all your boys gathered around at the bathhouse, and that's your big shot?
I was talking to my brother there. I had no idea because my fucking headset,
Jesus.
my neck hit the button on the headset.
I don't care about the backstory, dude. Just tell your brother to shut the fuck up.
All right, that's my kind of Ned, man.
Well, what are you two marks doing? You sit around watching Pornhub on the big screen and giving each other a hand job?
I don't know. I guess I do or something, man.
God, you're stoned. Oh, don't worry about it. I can't count the number of times I've butt down people while jacking off my brother.
Yeah, I guess I butt dialed you or something, man. But damn, it's an honor. It's like speaking to a living legend.
I know. I get it all the time. I see where this is going. I know what you need. I know what you want, dude.
Ned.
Just shut up and let me take control. Imagine me and you and your brother sitting around while I make funny calls in my underwear. And you two are giggling like schoolgirls.
Yeah,
We're having a lot of fun. Time to break out the hydroponic mushroom.
Ned.
Shut up, I'm in a groove. Now you and your brother have to draw straws to see who gets to administer the mushrooms to Nedley. Backdoor style.
Yeah,
I knew you'd like it. You want me to keep going?
yeah.
Well, then your mama walks in wearing a MAGA hat, and she proceeds to toss my dingleberries right in front of her 2 sons. Hogan!
Man.
And then your grandpappy walks in, and he takes off his diaper, exposing the...
Ned.
Jesus Christ, shut up! Shut the fuck up! Your grandpappy walks in, he takes off his adult diaper.
Oh, Ned.
All right, you blew it.
Wow.
It's time for another installment of This Is Why America is Great. Do you know why America's great? Because my wife Garnet came back from the dollar store the other day, and she bought some toilet paper, and this toilet paper had a lavender-scented toilet paper tube inside. You know the cardboard tube? It was lavender-scented. I'm not crapping you. Only in America. So while I'm eliminating my last gluttonous Golden Corral meal that included 4 trips to the buffet and 10 minutes at the Chocolate Wonderfall, while I'm eliminating that meal, I can smell beautiful aromatic lavender, while half the planet can't even feed their kids and don't have indoor plumbing. But that's not the real reason America's great. The real reason America is great is that since we shipped all our jobs overseas, those are the people making the toilet paper rolls. So the poor, downtrodden slaves that we pay to make us cheap crap, that's right, the foreign slaves that have destroyed our economy and taken all our jobs because Americans are obsessed with dirt cheap, low-quality crap, those people have to smell our delightful, lavender-scented toilet paper tubes all day long as they work for 18 cents a day. Sorry about your luck. Guess you should have been born in America. A-holes. And the ironic thing is, we need those lavender-scented toilet paper rolls more than ever to mask the scent of the middle class getting totally shit on by our own government. It's quite ironic. And that is why America is great.
Wow.
Ned here, and I'd like to address some rumors that have been circulating about me, because I like to keep it 100 on the Ned Show, so I just want to confirm the rumors are true. Yes, I have gotten pubic hair extensions. And yes, I do wear them in Kip Winger, full feathered back fashion. And it is also true that I do stand in front of the bathroom mirror, fully naked, possibly aroused, with an industrial fan blowing at my crotch. And I do karaoke to the theme from Shaft. That Shaft is one bad mother.
Hush your mouth.
Hey, man, I'm talking about Shaft. Ned Show, what's up?
I'm 8 years old. I love your show.
8 years old? What are you, a comedic savant?
Yup.
What are you driving in the car with your mommy?
Yeah.
She got to drop you off and then go home and lock herself in a room with the pool boy and make some sounds that are disturbing and make you want to call 911 because somebody's hurting mommy?
Yeah. She does.
God. What's your name, little dude?
Hunter.
Hunter? Oh, no. That's a Nancy boy's name. I bet you get bullied a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
You like gladiator movies?
Yeah.
Does your mommy ever put her hand in your dad's lap when you're not looking?
Yeah.
I can't remember why you called, little Johnny or Tommy, Timmy.
I love your show.
Yeah, probably not as much as your daddy loves those behind your back hand jobs his mom's giving away in the living room. Oh, God. Take care, Tommy.
Take care. Bye.
Ned Show, what's up?
Hey, just want to call and say hi and see how you're doing.
Fantastic, sir. What's up?
Not much, man. Just taking it easy and about ready to go pick up my daughter and, all that good stuff. Had a good day at work and thought I'd call in and just say hi, maybe on like a more...
What's your name again?
It's Scott from Bradenton.
I know it's Scott from Bradenton. You call incessantly. You Gary Cox me all day long.
I know, right? It's okay.
And,
my brother is the one who named his son Trace, trying to say Dave the Slave. Freaking nut.
Yeah, you two, both your parents should be Baker acted.
I know, well, that's why they both split when we were young, type thing.
Spare me the backstory, asshole.
We're not going to go there, okay? We're going to keep it real. I don't know if you're in charge of the station or not, or what's playing right now, but thanks for playing the throwback song right now. I'm not doing the video.
All right, well, you need to just settle down next time you call me, because I can't get a word in edgewise.
You know why, brother? Because I'm real, man, and
Jesus Christ! Just because you're keeping it real, don't mean you can't shut your fucking mouth.
Keeping it real. All right, Ned. There it goes. It's a barking dog. Shut that dog up. Hey, I got my dog in the car too, believe it or not.
Don't talk about your mama that way.
Wow.
Welcome back with a hang. Don't forget the hangover time. ClusterFshow.com up at the VIP.
Oh, yeah.
Guess we'll have to do. We could do another half hour. We'll do a half hour just bullshit, and then we'll do a half hour of 1,000% lies.
Sure.
I'm trying to get through it. The gift that keeps on giving. The latest I was very happy because the latest he had some new lies. I was very happy. So the latest reason why he let me go was my bad attitude, which I never would have. A bad attitude at work. I would always try to do the best product that I could because I'm proud of what I do. So, and the real thing that really got under his skin was I had one of his old cop cars here. He's letting me use, and then I quit. And he's like, "Bring the cop car back." I was like, "Keys are in it, buddy. Come get it." And he can't let that go. He can't let it go.
Well, that's kind of a dick move.
Okay, well, after somebody ruins 3 of your dream jobs, that's the thing that is the bad dick move. Is that?
Okay, I take it back. That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
So I don't think I'm pretty.
Old cop car.
Oh yeah, Crown Vic.
Oh,
old cop car.
You had to roll around in an old cop car?
Yeah.
I hate old cop car guys.
I do. I hate them.
Oh, did you do the old move where you pull up real close behind somebody and have them freak out in their rear view because they actually think a cop's behind them instead of just some wannabe asshole driving an old cop car?
I was embarrassed to drive. I kept my eyes down like this.
I can't even picture you in an old
Crown Vic.
Did it have the thing on the side with the lights?
I don't think it did. Fortunately, because then you're really a poser.
Oh, Mike, I'm embarrassed that you even had to why would you ride in that? Why?
Yeah.
Why did you have it to begin with?
Yeah, Donna was working. I I had a company car, and they took it away, and I was like, hey, you got anything else I could drive?
Oh, okay. I got you. Man.
At that point, I wasn't looking to, to be too amenable. I was like, you got another car I can drive? Because I was over it. I was totally over him. So I was like, I'd get anything, whatever I could. You got another car? Just to do it.
Oh, that's funny. I'm sure there's definitely some layers there that I'm
a lot
I'm
of
missing.
layers. A lot of layers.
Bad attitude. Yeah, you never really had a bad attitude.
I'm in a terrible, horrible attitude inside.
Yeah, but you always keep it.
But I just get,
internal.
and what when your sole job is, that's right. I agree. Yep. That's yep. That was good. Yeah. No. True. It's true. What you said is just
soul crushing, right?
For like 4 hours a day, you had to do that. It'd drive you insane.
Yeah, I could get that.
Drive you insane. So because that's the show. I mean, the show sometimes the show would be horrible for long periods where he'd talk about things that nobody cared about, and you just kind of sit in there for 4 hours and go, wow. Then it would be the best show ever for periods.
For a break.
Yeah, but sometimes it was just mind numbing.
Yeah.
Mind numbing. But the army didn't seem to care. They'd take the mind numbing. It was a kid result.
Well, it's
a good kid result.
It's a funky bunch.
Good kid result to be in for a while till Waco happened.
Man, cult leaders rule.
Bubba Koresh. That's what I'm gonna start calling him.
Koresh. Who was the best? Who was the guy that drank the Kool-Aid? What was that guy's name?
Jim Jones.
That's
Ghana.
Right.
Where was that?
Yeah,
Guyana.
Yeah, Guyana. Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people died. There was hundreds, I think.
What a bunch of idiots.
Hundreds. Yeah, they all.
Like, I mean, you got him by the short and curlies when he's getting you to drink Kool-Aid, like with the promise of something. Like, not one of them. Think about it. Not one of them stopped and said, "Hey, can we just having a moment of clarity here? Can
we really want to do this?
Just let me throw this out there. Maybe this isn't a good idea." Like nobody, because was it the whole island? Like everybody was gone.
I believe, because I was trying to think. I know he had guards and stuff.
I would have done that move where you just throw it over your shoulder, and wait for everybody else to see what happens.
You'd think that one guy would have gone, hey, and poured it out. There's a lot of people. Or did they come with guns to each person and say, "Take this"?
Oh, maybe. Well, did Jim Jones take it too at the same time?
I think he took it too, didn't he?
Man, okay.
He believed his own hype, man.
In that case, he's really he bought in. I guess you got to give him that.
He was in 100%. What a lunatic.
There's not any good cult leaders anymore.
If you see the documentary about David Koresh, it doesn't necessarily make you think that he was a good guy, but it makes you think like what they did was unnecessary.
Yes, it makes our government look very, very unnecessary on some of those FBI levels.
It's like they could have done that way different and not killed all those people easily, it seemed like. It seemed like they intentionally, that's what they wanted.
It's a pack mentality on both ends. It's a pack mentality on Koresh's end because he's got his crew that they're inside, they're dug in, right, for the most part. And then it's a pack mentality on the government agencies end because on some level, they're having fun with it. They're playing the same song over and over again for 4 days straight to torture them. They're getting a kick out of it. They were, don't get it twisted. I think they truly they get a kick out of some of that shit. It's unfortunate.
They had this one guy, I saw the documentary, who was the phone negotiator who was talking to Koresh. And he's like formed a kind of a relationship with him, and they were getting some hostages out, and they took him off and replaced it with this other guy, who immediately pissed Koresh off. And it's like everything they did seemed to be, we're going to kill these people eventually, because that's we got to send them messages. Don't live on your own and have guns.
Yeah, and I was young when that happened, but even thinking back to it. And I, again, not super keen of the situation, but enough to know, wow, they're going to mess with this guy until this is not going to just end peacefully. Like, even me at a young age could look at that on TV and look at the news coverage and look at what was going on and go, oh, this is not going to end well. You know, you just had a vibe. You had a feeling of going, they're going to get what they want. They're going to get their pound of flesh. And they sure did.
I mean, burn them alive. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad when you burn them alive. What do we got here with the Ben Shapiro deal?
Oh, this happened
Swalwell
today. Okay. This is hot off the press of why in the world you would try to get in some sort of debate with Ben Shapiro. I have no idea. Why would you do it as being Representative Swalwell? I have no idea. And this is just him getting owned by Shapiro.
I mean, Shapiro will Brent Hatley you till the cows come home. He's the best Brent Hatleyer there is.
Well, and it's like, yeah, whether you agree with him or not, it doesn't matter. He will eat your lunch.
He knows how to do it.
You probably want less bureaucracy, right?
I do.
I want less bureaucracy. You want more efficiency?
I do.
I want more efficiency. You want taxpayer money spent wisely?
I do. Congrats on becoming a Republican.
Yeah. My parents would be proud. Mass deportations, it calls for that. Do you support that part?
I support the deportation of any illegal immigrant who's in the United States who is not of benefit to the generalized American public.
So if they're picking agriculture that puts food on the tables of everyday Americans, they've never committed a crime inside the United States, they didn't come across with documents, should they be deported?
If they have not paid taxes and if their draw on the taxpayer benefits are larger than the contribution they're making to the economy, or if they're
like a computer.
A really, yeah. But in a good way.
Yeah.
Involved in criminal activity, they should be deported.
How do we measure that?
The same way that the IRS measures my income every year. It seems like if the IRS can track down every aspect of every receipt that I've ever submitted, and they can do so for hundreds of millions of other Americans, they can do that for illegal immigrants as well, except for the fact that no one knows how many are in the country thanks to this administration.
So you would be cool with...
Like, why would you? And then one of his colleagues, one of Swalwell's colleagues said something to the effect of,
stop.
Something to the effect of, like, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. And that, you know, and he keeps doubling down on the stupid questions.
Creating a system where they could pay those taxes if they wanted to and then stay and work and put food on our table.
It depends on how long it would take for them to pay the taxes, and they would also have to go presumably to the back of the line, although I'm not sure why I'm testifying about immigration policy at this point.
How about banning the abortion pill? That's part of Project 2025. Do you support that part?
I think that that's a state-by-state issue on a personal level.
I'm just asking you.
Sure. I'm a fully pro-life person, which means that I'm not in favor of the distribution of the abortion pill.
Banning same-sex marriage. What about that part?
I am in favor of traditional marriage between a man and a woman, and I'm perfectly fine with anyone having any sort of voluntary sexual arrangement they seek. That's a different thing from whether the government should attach benefits to that personal.
It's a Rain Man. He's a Rain Man.
Why would you mess with the Rain Man?
He knows every fact.
Yeah, don't shake this guy up. Like, if anything, you want to say less to get in an adversarial conversation with Mr. Shapiro.
Relationship.
But you think it's a sin to have same-sex marriage?
I mean, I'm confused. Are you asking me as a religious Jew what I think about biblically?
I'm just asking, is it a sin to be gay?
Is it a sin to be gay? I mean, how long do we have here? 2 minutes? I mean, if the basic idea is that sexual orientation is up for government regulation, I'm not in favor of the government regulating the private consenting sexual activity of adults. That is a different thing, once again, from whether the government ought to engage in actual benefits for particular sexual arrangements that adults make.
But again, just you to me, is it a sin or not?
From a religious Jewish perspective, orientation is not a sin, but activity is. That's also the same perspective of most major religions, so far as I'm aware.
Okay. And how about
now
cutting Social Security? Do you support that part of 20?
Has Ben Shapiro ever changed his mind about anything?
No. Can you imagine getting an argument like your wife?
Right? Like,
there's no way. It drive you insane.
On some level, you have to respect the courage of somebody's convictions, whether you agree with them or not. It's like you are dug in. But on the other hand, if your thoughts and feelings or new information comes to light or whatever, like, shouldn't you be broad enough in expanding your horizons to go, you know what? Maybe I need to rethink my position. Or is that just not his thing? He's just dug in.
They can't. You can't. If you're a Democrat or a Republican, you can't. All of a sudden change your mind about shit.
But why?
Because that's big business. Just big business.
But isn't that terrible though, that you can't grow as a person and sort of
It's preposterous.
shift your thoughts and
Of course you
opinions
should
over the
be.
course of time?
That's how it should. It's a logical
like
thing that should happen, but
no,
it doesn't.
I have to have the same exact opinion I learned when I was 3 years old as when I'm 85 years old. There can be no growth in between. This in this.
You must think diametrically opposed to everything the other party says, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, you're exactly opposite of it on every single issue there is. It's really almost like a freak coincidence that this could ever even happen in a billion years. That you disagree with everything. I agree that they disagree with everything. It's impossible.
Yeah, how do you have a conversation?
We're living in a simulation, obviously.
For real.
I'm totally convinced. Every day I become more convinced. That's Shapiro. Don't mess with Shapiro.
2025?
I'm not sure what Project 2025's position on Social Security is. I'm in favor of the restructuring of Social Security along the lines of privatization and lowering and increasing the retirement age, because you, as well as every other congressperson, knows Social Security is going to go bankrupt, and yet everyone's...
You can't just keep increasing. I mean, what he's saying makes sense because it is going to, I get it. But Jesus Christ, how much more do you want to increase the retirement age of these people that have worked their entire life, put money into their Social Security, et cetera, and then they just keep going, you got to work till you're 72 now, and then they go, we bumped that up to 74, and by the time I'm going to be retirement age, it's going to be 80. Yeah. It's like, oh, good. I've got a good 3 years left.
If you make it that long.
Thanks a lot. Exactly. Like, it's really, this whole bumping up the retirement age is a real disingenuous bullshit way of saying, we did not do properly with your Social Security dollars and protect them to the best of our ability, so we're going to make you work longer and keep feeding the system.
They stole all the Social Security money, and they're telling you that you have to work longer.
Work longer.
That's what they're, and it's like, that should be such a slap in the face. Every country's doing it too. Every country does it. That's what you do. You steal all the money, and then you make the people work longer because it puts off the fact that we ain't got your money.
It's so...
It'll just, like you said, they'll just keep doing that.
They're just going to keep bumping it up. And it's like, if you have kids or you do care about the future on any level, like, you can't see that, if they're going to bump up my retirement age, which I'm sure they will, just sign of the times, I can only imagine what my kids' retirement age is going to be. Or the simple fact is there's
no such thing.
No such thing, right.
Well, think of right now, if you work they bump up to 70. They're pretty close to doing that, that'll happen. You work from, say, when you're 20, you got to work for 50 years. If you don't have a career and you can't get a retirement account because you're not that smart and you're an average worker and you got to work for 50 years. It's a long ass just to get your Social Security.
Yeah, to get your
50 years.
Your Social Security. This is not money that's being given to you. This is not a handout, right? I think, that's the tough part is going, it's my money.
And what other business?
And you're not
can you
going
go?
to give it to me, and instead you're going to go, no, you can't have it. And in fact, not only can you not have it, you've got to work another couple years before I can even entertain giving it to you. It is the most fucked up premise, and it's like it's mine.
It's like you call in and you pay for a pizza with your credit card, and then you get there and the cooks go, "We ate it." And you're not getting your pizza.
But what do you mean? I paid for the pizza.
But that there's no recourse.
No,
there's no recourse. They ate our pizza, and we ain't getting it for 5 years. We'll come back in 5 years and give you your pizza, and then you come back in 5 years and you want, hey, we ate that one too.
And the old fuddy-duddy politicians that passed this one will be long gone or expired by then, but then there'll be a new crop of old fuddy-duddies in there, and those fuddy-duddies will blame it on the fuddy-duddies before them and go, well, that wasn't our vote, that was the fuddy-duddies before us. And then it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I wonder.
And the swamp never gets drained.
They never get drained. I wonder how long these new old batch of old crones seems intent on staying there forever. The Pelosi should be in a nursing home. Mitch McConnell should be bedridden. Why are these people in charge of anything? We live in a banana republic. We finally reached that point. It's not even
weird.
Believable now. Mitch McConnell can zone out for like 30, 40 seconds, and they have to come get him. Mitch, man, and then they lead him away, and then later they'll go, "Well, I'm fine with this turkey gobbler. We're fine." We're a joke. Let me listen to somebody who's got some sense. Ben Shapiro, at least he can put together a cogent thought.
Seems to have an interest in lying about it for the next decade and a half until we have to take austerity measures or radically increase inflation or taxes.
And bans against books about slavery.
I mean, this guy's got nothing for him. He just keeps throwing him softballs. If this is a setup, is what it is. It was softballs.
Well, it's like Swalwell. Like, you didn't know. Did you not do your research on Ben Shapiro before you decided to throw some lines of questions at him? Like, don't you know what this guy does? Don't you know what he's done? Have you ever seen him at a college campus take on people?
Probably not.
Swalwell's got nothing compared to some of these college kids that throw Shapiro questions and try to get into debates with him. Like, he's got nothing.
He showed up. His aides printed this poster behind him.
Yep.
And a list of
Give me a nice visual aid.
And a list of questions that they had written. Give me a list of questions, Spice. And now he's just like, man. This isn't going.
Make them stiff.
This isn't going. I thought these were good questions that were going to make me look good. I look like a fucking jackass now.
Slavery. Do you support that part about?
Why would I possibly be in favor of bans about books about slavery? That would be absolutely ridiculous. What I am in favor of is the idea that school libraries should be able to make decisions along the lines of what exactly is appropriate for, say, a 7th grader and whether they ought to be treated to cartoons and genderqueer. That's not quite the same thing.
And just because we found some receipts, you did say, I think homosexual activity is a sin.
Found some receipts. He already busted this one. He said that's what it is in most religions throughout the world. And if you believe in that religion, that's how you feel.
And if you're talking about finding receipts on a guy like Shapiro, whoop-de-doo. He's going to say the same opinion that he said time and time again. The receipts are not the receipts. Those are his thoughts and opinions. It's not like you're going to go, busted. Shapiro's going to find a nice way out of it. And going, yeah.
He's going to own you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a religious Jew.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
there's a genetic component.
You found me out.
Orientation. But the view of all religious people I know has always been that sexual behavior is something that is up to you. And you said, I may have a desire to sleep with many women, but I do not.
I agree with me. Yes, that's true.
Congratulations on your,
he's getting owned. He doesn't even have a comeback.
I'm sure it's very hard to restrain yourself. Mr. Chairman, I just want to shift to Alvin Bragg. He was.
But it's the same thing.
Who would vote for this guy after? He looks like a buffoon.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I would never. There's just certain people you don't challenge things to. I would never step into that murky water with a guy like Ben Shapiro. Whether or not you're dug in on your position and how right you think you are, etc., he's just going to make you look dumb.
He's gonna destroy you.
Supposed to be here this week, and he's not coming. And Hunter Biden was supposed to testify. Now he's not testifying. We were supposed to have votes on articles of impeachment, and we didn't. And again, we're just wondering, you guys write great press releases, but the payoff seems to never come. And so I guess we will keep waiting, and we'll do hearings like this. And finally,
what's he talking about now? Are we done? Is Ben Shapiro done?
It's fine. It's that every time they do one of these,
they just keep going.
They keep going, and they always try to the whole goal is one of these gotcha moments so they can take it and chop it up and put it out to the public and go, I'm Representative Swalwell. Look what I did today. But then when you don't have one of those moments, you just end up looking dumb.
He just moved along like nothing happened, like he hadn't got owned.
Right.
When he got totally owned. Get the toucan back. Marissa 458 subscribed for I think it's 35 months. I can't see.
That's a long time.
With these glasses, that's dedication. We appreciate it. It's dedication.
What are we doing about the? What are you doing about the meat hang this year?
Oh my God, time flies. What, it's the 7th month? Oh, okay, July, August, September, October. We'll probably do it in November.
A
So
November
hot.
meat hang.
We'd like to do it out on the, so the place has got a patio, so you can go in and out, and it's not too hot. We don't want to. I don't want to do nothing in this heat outside. It's just brutal.
It is truly miserable.
It's miserable.
And I don't know if it's like an age thing or what. Like I like when I was a kid, hot outside. I didn't care.
I didn't care
Going
either.
outside to play.
I didn't care.
Like the whole goal was to be out of the house as much as possible for as long as possible.
All day long in the hot sun.
Now
No sunscreen, no nothing.
Now I'm going, I don't want anything to do with this heat. And it's days like this where I go, all right, this global warming thing, there might be something to it.
I can't breathe. It's so hot.
My laptop, it's saying, oh, there's a heat advisory warning. Going, whoa, that's crazy.
Okay, so if the planet is heating, there's nothing we can do about it. It's like too late for that shit.
Yeah.
We need to spend our money like building seawalls, right? Wouldn't that be the smart thing to do? It's like you ain't stopping it.
Well,
it would take years to reverse something like that, just decades to. So you better build some fucking seawalls, which they're not going to do. They're just going to build windmills and shit and bilk you out of your money.
The seawall thing's funny because you always hear that argument about like Miami Beach. You're going, oh, well, but I swear by now it was supposed to be underwater. Like if I'm going from the stats of years back, and they go, oh, at this rate, South Beach will be underwater because it's going to rise by 2 or 3 inches a year, and blah blah blah. And it seems like they're doing just fine.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm very confused on that, but. I was listening to Rogan had some author. I apologize, I don't remember her name, but she wrote a book about nuclear war. Basically, it's what would happen in the before, during, and after. And she talked about like the nuclear winter, and it's like, man, that's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. I mean, if
anybody,
but nobody's really gonna survive anyway. So
if you do survive, you'll survive for a while before somebody rapes and pillages you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
But Jesus, man, listening to that, I'm like all the nukes that we have and that Russia has. And every time I try to like dig myself out of that hole and think positive and go, I'm not going to worry about it. Just live life. I listen to something like that and it drags me right back into it. I'm going, Jesus Christ, World War III. Like nuclear war is like, it feels imminent. And that's a weird feeling to have.
And it's so weird, but nobody's really talking about it.
That's the problem.
The news is really not talking about the fact that we're in a proxy war with Russia, and we keep stepping up the things we're doing and like poking them. It seems like if the world was really as you thought it was, it would eventually lead to nuclear war. Or they're all in it together because they're all making that money. And they know good. I mean, we sent the drones in and killed a bunch of Russian civilians a few weeks ago, and Russia said we will respond, and they didn't respond. What's up with that?
Give it some time.
The delayed response. Oh, it's a Putin long con.
Well, what do we always do as Americans? What does our leadership always say? We will respond at a time of our choosing. Like, and then whatever.
Thought it'd be on the 4th of July. That'd be a good dig.
I don't want to dig. Like that's the thing. Like it'd be a good dig, right? But like I don't want to dig. I don't want nuclear war. Like they were saying something to the effect of America and Russia essentially have roughly the same amount of nuclear warheads. It's in the range of like 1,700 ish.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, and then they were saying that the nuclear subs, one of the old generals or something was saying it would be easier to spot a grapefruit in outer space than to truly know where a nuclear submarine is in the ocean. And I'm going, oh man, I'm listening to all these stats and listening to this interview and I'm going, oh God, dude, that would suck. But we wouldn't know it because we'd be obliterated in the first 7 minutes. Like
I've looked before whether we're in the blast zone. I don't know if we're in the blast zone.
Well, that depends.
We just die of slow radioactive death. even worse.
Well, I've looked before too about the blast zone. We've gone through with the bug out bags and everything, but we're also not taking into account the nuclear subs, right? So they could be sitting right off the coast and we don't know it, and boom, right? Just
you think they get nuke Wesley Chapel for the F of it, just to be dicks, as opposed to McDill?
Look, what if it goes a little off course? Veers a little off course.
Thinking negatively. We're fine. We're going to be fine.
We won't be fine.
Duct tape your windows
We
up.
will not be fine. That's for damn sure. There's no way we'll just be okay.
Get some iodine. Duct tape the windows. Everything's be fine.
I don't know if it's even a thing where you prefer to go quickly or die a slow, heinous, miserable death, because either one's going to suck. But
you could have a bomb shelter that was, concrete walls, and you're going to be fine down there. And then you got a generator, and you got a ventilation system. And as soon as somebody hears that generator or smells the exhaust,
we got a live one.
Yeah, we're going to smoke them out. Smoke them out tomorrow. That ain't a fun. That ain't. See, you're not. Nobody's surviving. Maybe if you're Bill Gates with your $12 million bunker in Hawaii.
Well,
but if anybody knows, I'm sure somebody knows. The people that built that know where it is, and they told their friends, and people are going to find your bunker.
They were even talking about that. Like, so Zuckerberg's got the one in Hawaii that he's building.
That's
now,
what I meant,
right?
Zuckerberg.
But they were even saying, like, she was saying how all these pieces have to come together just right. Like, if you've got a shelter, hey, fine and good, great, you got a shelter, but you better be there or be able to get there within 24 minutes or whatever the time was, right? So what are the chances of that, right?
When things get sketchy, you got to move right into your shelter.
Yeah.
Like right now, you should be in your shelter.
Exactly. Be down there.
Buzzy's Moist Red Rocket, subscribe for 61 months. Woo! Appreciate it. That's deep. It's deep. Buzzy's Moist Red Rocket.
That's a great name.
Because when I used to pick up Buzzy, when you pick up a little dog, it's hard not to touch their moist red rocket.
Oh, man.
It's not pleasant.
One of my Shih Tzus has got I feel like he's working with a hammer and like
Hammer?
Well,
Really? Impressive. For a Shih Tzu.
Well, that's the thing. And I'm looking at him going, it's not even normal. But is that so? Buzzy, same sort of. Sorry.
No, it's just always moist.
Ew!
Moist.
Ew!
Why was it always moist?
You miss him?
Yeah.
Did you
slept with me every night?
Did you do some crying lately?
I try not to think of him, but I think about it. I only think about him when I'm in bed at night. And I think, just sit. He'd be by my thigh under the covers every night, and I'd pat him.
This is going to be a dick question, but I don't mean it in that way.
That's fine.
When's the last time you had a good cry about it? Or did
I'm
you?
not. I'm a weird guy.
I know. Same. I got you.
I'll cry at like something that's embarrassingly stupid and cheesy to cry about, like on a movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, I don't cry that much.
So you didn't shed a tear?
I did a little bit when we were saying goodbye to him.
Okay.
But then after that, I'm like, I'm just going to be positive about it. I try to be positive. I said, man, we rescued him from the pound. He lived, 16, 17 years. And them's the breaks. And he was good. He had a great life. He would have had zero life without us. So that's how I try to think about it. And then sometimes I get high and lie in bed at night and go, I miss my buddy.
Man, I hate seeing the commercials for those animal shelters. They are the most depressing.
Brutal.
It is awful.
It's not cool at all.
But I just don't know what to do about it.
See, it doesn't. And there's those people. Okay, so me and you, we're people who we're not going to be irresponsible pet owners, and we're going to care for our animals. And the people that don't give a shit about animals don't see that and give a damn.
Yeah.
It's just other people like us are going, oh my God, I want more animals. It's so sad.
Well, yeah, and I just don't know what can be done about it. Like,
Ain't nothing to be done about it.
Because it's
too many assholes in the world.
and it's a revolving cycle. So you're never going to solve the problem because there's always going to be a new crop of assholes that are terrible with their pets.
And there's more idiocracy style. There's more assholes and responsible people with their pets perpetually. It'll never end.
Right.
It's just never going. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. There'll always be animals, stray animals that have to be euthanized and all this.
And rarely do you tell
Bullshit.
somebody that they have too many pets. Like rarely somebody will, like, you know, if a lady has 20 cats, right?
Yeah.
She's considered a cat lover. It's like, oh, you
cat ladies.
or a
which
cat
is
lady.
cat lady.
Like, oh, I really love cats. But like, also at the same time, you don't know if she's caring for those 20 cats. But nobody wants to step out on a limb and go, "Hey, lady, you got to have less pets," because they view it as a loving home. You know, it's like oh, she was kind enough to take in 20 cats, but it's like she doesn't need 20 cats. She needs 0 cats.
It's the same old story. These women, they start out trying to help cats, and they get 5 cats, and they get 10 cats, and they get 20 cats, and then they get 25, then they get 30, then they get 35, and they can't take care of them, and then they get older. And it's just a disaster. We used to help a lady like that. You know, we used to go clean her house and give her cat food and stuff. And she was way over her head.
Did you ever?
Disgusting.
But it's a weird conversation to have, as saying to somebody, "Hey, look, you can't keep having all these animals. You got to stop this, right?" Because then it's like, well, I love my animals. I love animals. Like you become the adversarial at that point.
There's no point in it.
Yeah,
these people are not going to get rid of any of their animals they're at all. They're going to, and they're probably going to add more. It's a sickness. You see, Donna and I were on the road to that. We had 20 cats one time. I swear to God, we had 20 cats, and finally came to our senses. We got 2 cats now.
Yeah, and
we're almost down to 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was going to say.
I was driving.
Did I tell you that one guy he messaged me and said, "Oh man, I really miss talking about pussy." At one point, I was crying about an animal put down, and the next time I was laughing hysterically. I was like, "It's niche. We should have stuck with the niche. It's the niche, the niche."
I think that episode dropped off of the feed. You know what I should do? I'll put it up. Would it be okay? Are you cool with that if I just put the episodes up on a regular hang thing? All right. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I asked Megan at Buzzsprout. There's a thing where it says "Ask Megan," and they sent me an email. So I said, "Hey, Megan, I used to work for her. How about promoting this podcast?" I haven't heard back from her though.
Are you saying Megan is not a real person? Megan might be a bot? Is this what you're telling me?
I guess I think Megan doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
she
you
don't
know.
Care.
Well, you can download the podcast and subscribe, and I just found out there's a thing that you can donate. There's a donate button on there.
Hot damn.
I don't know where the money goes or how it would get to anywhere, but I don't even forget it. Forget to donate.
Just give us some Scooby snacks.
Scooby snacks. That's it. That would be nice.
What do we got? Matt Gaetz or Screwed to Death?
Oh man. Just do the Matt Gaetz one. This is a quick one. I don't know how recent this is, but I saw it and I was like, man, this is a bold statement for this dude.
Oh, this is...
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Here we go. This guy's like almost good looking, but kind of art out looking.
He's a very... He looks like a politician. Like there's nothing else he could be but a politician.
He's a total used car salesman.
Fair.
Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb.
Thumb?
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that?
In what world do these people like? The politician, it used to be some sort of like sense of decorum.
Unwritten code. You only go so far.
Like you rise above. Like, oh, I'm representing my country. And then it's just gotten just increasingly worse and worse and worse. Even though it's a funny comment, it's
just pointless. That doesn't add anything to the conversation.
It's a race to the bottom.
Or the argument. Yeah. There used to be something like that would be borderline career ending. It's like, oh man, he's, but now it's just like, it's another crazy thing in politics in America now.
Which is funny, but
tragic.
It's sad because maybe it should be maybe those kind of comments, him or somebody else, maybe they should be comments that are career ending.
Maybe we should cut this bullshit and talk like normal people about real issues and do important things and good works. What's this old buzzard with the carnations in the back doing? He's
collecting cats?
Yeah, she has 30 cats for sure.
These women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
He's doubling down. Gaetz is doubling down. Look at his eye. He's on Adderall, man. He's wired. He's wired.
You say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
I kind of like that.
That's the rub, is that there is a certain,
See, because I'm a big believer in that. Be offended. You don't have a constitutional right to be not offended.
But should somebody who's representing our country be acting like that to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's not a shock jock.
Yeah, and it's not really a clever remark at all. It's just a cheap shot.
Lowbrow humor from a publicly elected official.
Yeah, who's probably a criminal. But hey, he owned it. He owned it. I appreciate him owning it.
Look like a thumb. It was the
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good, but he owned it. Oh, where is she? Shut the hell up, Matt. You look like a thumb. Brilliant remarks from Matt Gaetz.
There's the other one I sent you about the screwed to death or whatever. This one I just found interesting because it's like one of those things where some people think about it, or most guys have probably thought about it in general, about like, man, what do you want to, how do you want to go?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this guy's perspective is he, you'll see.
Let me get this here. All right, here we go.
A beautiful woman to come and make love to me, and to the point that I had a heart attack and died.
That's his goal. That's how he wants to go.
I don't
know if that's possible.
I'm afraid to die. What I'm afraid of is that I can't die the way I want to die. Dying should be a normal thing, and they should have a company. You call up a company and say, listen, I'm 98 and I think it's time for me to go. I'd like a beautiful woman to come and screw me to death.
I think he's right. There should be a company like that.
Until I didn't have any more energy and I was dead. That would be a good way to go out. Having fun and glory and happy, and I'm sure I'll have that worked out, even if I have to go to Switzerland. Okay, this is it. This is one last shot. One final load.
In Switzerland, they have companies that screw you to death?
I don't know what they got over there. But it's a weird sort of, I don't know if my grandpa were still living and that was his ambition. I don't know if I would feel good about it or not. I don't know if I'd be like, I never knew my grandpa was such a pervert. I don't know.
If this is what he's thinking when he's 98, what was he thinking when he was like 38, 28? Right? What a freak.
Like, there's a lot of different layers here.
He wants to get fucked to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Until he can't anymore. He wants a chick to murder him, by screwing him to death.
He's got news coming. He's going to pay $1,000 for that, and then you're not going to die, and then the next day you're going to pay another $1,000, and you're going to be completely drain your bank account, Gramps. You can't fuck somebody to death.
And then the girl, you know.
I mean, I'm sure his whatever he's got is not like a battering ram. That whole thing.
What if he was just putting power behind it though? Like, what if
his hip? She'd break his. Maybe we'll die. She'd break his hips.
What a weird scenario. Like, would you look differently at somebody if you found out like that's how they wanted to go? Like, it's funny to talk about dudes being dudes, and be like, oh, that's a dude thing to say, or yeah, bro, yeah, screwed to death. Like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't know if that's.
At that, I would be like, are you still super horny at 98? Do you have any testosterone left? It gives you.
He sure doesn't look like he has any testosterone left.
He doesn't look like a man
looks like a eunuch
who's ready to get screwed to death.
Looks like a snail.
Imagine this naked. Oh.
And then the woman has to walk in and go, so let me get this straight. To death, I can't stop until you die. That's right.
Gonna
keep going, sweet.
Straddle his limp deal after he does it. I mean, die, die.
You think at some point she just takes her hand and puts it on his neck?
A pillow.
Yeah. Well, he passed it. Yeah, he's dead.
Choke you, old man.
I did the job.
Bashes him with a tire iron while she gives him a hand job.
And she walks out of the room and she goes, "It's done. It's
done.
It's done."
Oh, that's 98. I
98.
mean, if you got enough cash, buddy, that's all you need.
Well, it's one that I get, wanting to have one last relation, right? You can go to the Bunny Ranch or somewhere like that, and you can pay an escort. That's fine. I don't understand the dying part, like to death.
That's how he wants to go.
I don't know.
It's not a reasonable request. The amount of people who get fucked to death in the world is like infinitesimal. It happens every once in a while. A guy has a grabber.
Matthew McConaughey's dad.
He'd have a grabber during sex.
Yeah.
See, every once in a while.
Matthew, he died hard. Is what his whole thing.
Is that a way to go, or is it blue? Like, what if he has a heart attack right before he climaxes? He's like, it's the ultimate blue. You'll die with blue balls.
Why?
As he says, he floats up to heaven.
I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that I would like to go. I don't even I don't think I'd want to do that at that age.
No, it sounds. Don't need all that.
Sounds like a whole to-do.
I'd rather be in the presence of my loved ones. Some random whore.
This guy just wants to get trained.
Yeah, maybe he's a lonely man.
Yeah, something. But you're right, though. It does make me think about what he was like when he's. If you are thinking that stuff at mid-90s.
90s.
Yeah, like what was going through your mind back in the day?
One of those guys that's always grabbing their junk. You ever see those guys? They grab their junk like 100 times a day, and they're like, it's not their fault. They got more. Everybody's different. They got too much testosterone, and there's no way they're not going to cheat on their wives. They can barely stop grabbing their dick. They just want to fuck.
You're saying that guy was one of those guys?
He might have been.
He was not one of those guys.
You look at him now. You can't do that now, but maybe in the old days, he was.
He was a stallion.
A fuck machine.
Wouldn't that?
Could have been.
That's the weirdest part too. Imagine finding out your grandpa was a machine. I don't like.
Way to go, Gramps.
Imagine finding out your grandpa was like Ron Jeremy or something like that. You feel proud, like.
Jeremy, why would you bring that up?
As an example.
That's the grossest guy you could.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would feel like,
Like, would you ever tell anybody, be like, oh, yeah, that's my grandpa? Wait, who's your grandpa? Ron Jeremy.
Your grandpa used to suck his own dick in porno movies? Yeah.
That's my grandpa.
Oh, he accused of rape, too. Rape, dick suck.
That's my grandpa.
Greasy-haired, nasty-ass, fat grandpa pervert.
Don't you talk like that about my grandpa, Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, I think we're going to take a break.
Oh.
My glasses are empty. Thanks for hanging with us. We certainly appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Cluster F at 8 o'clock. Right now, we're going to move on to the Hang OT, which is available on clusterfshow.com, where you can also see Trace, T-Town G's, and more, his new show. And we didn't do our... Oh, that's coming up.
Oh, wait. Vote. Wait, how do we do the best? What was it? Vote.
We already won the St. Pete Times Best Hang at the Bay.
No, but this is a different
We're
one.
going to go for a twofer. Let's go for a twofer.
What's the... What?
The Best of the Bay,
It was
right?
the Creative Loafing thing. I
Best
can't
of the
remember the
Bay.
website.
What's this?
BOTBTampaBay.com. Bam.
Say it again.
BOTBTampaBay.com, I think.
Something like that. Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay. BTOB.
If it takes you to porn sites, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. vote for the Hang. Best whatever. Podcast in the Bay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good... Oh, the nomination. We got nominated already. Vote for us, Smoking Wads at DMT. We got nominated. Voting starts August 1st. Woo, woo, woo. August 1st. God, they drug this thing out.
Big time.
Jesus. All right. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a good one. See ya. Wait, he said, how do I find y'all? I just came across y'all on TikTok. I don't know. How do you found us?
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
You're blowing my mind. Harley Reb. How do I find y'all? I just came across y'all on TikTok. We're right here.
What's going on?
We gotta wait. Now we gotta wait for Harley Reb to see. Because is he a time traveler? I don't understand.
Is Harley Reb ribbing us?
He says, "Do you have YouTube?" We do. YouTube is a mishmash of.
So here's what you got to do to find us.
No, you can find it. The YouTube is Cluster F Show. The Cluster F Show channel on YouTube, Cluster F Show. But it's a mishmash of Net in Your Head, The Hang, Cluster F Show, Manson stuff. It's just... You never know what's going to...
Hodgepodge of content.
But there's just a shit ton of content on there. Thank you for checking us out, Harley Reb, and letting us know that you found us on TikTok. Ned's blowing up on TikTok, Harley Reb. He's blowing up like a mofo. See everybody. He is. He's blowing up like a mofo.
We're very hip.
See you guys.